Now, you ready for it?
Yeah.
One of the biggest stories in the nation right now involves President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, and the sexual assault allegations made against him by Professor Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. Dr. Ford alleges that Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her at a high school party back in 1982. And this past Friday, President Trump made his thoughts known about the allegations, tweeting in part, "I have no doubt that if the attack on Dr. Ford was as bad as she says, charges would have been immediately filed by either her or her loving parents." Well, many people on social media believe the president's tweets to be a form of victim shaming and began sharing their own stories using the hashtag #WhyIDidn'tReport. It didn't take long for the hashtag to trend worldwide, with many brave people opening up about their assaults. Ashley Judd tweeted, quote, "The first time it happened, I was 7. I told the first adults I came upon. They said, 'Oh, he's a nice old man. That's not what he meant.' So when I was raped at 15, I only told my diary. When an adult read it, she accused me of having sex with an adult man." Ladies, why do you think this hashtag has resonated with so many people?
Well, the thing is that this is a serious situation, and when the president tweeted it, people, felt slighted.
Yeah.
You don't have to tweet on everything. I don't care if you're the president, if you're just a regular person. We have to be careful what we tweet, especially in these days and times. And I'm glad to see the hashtag. People go and check out the stories, and you'll understand why some people keep things to themselves, especially when they're young and people don't believe you, and then you're scared. And there's just so many different stories. So check out the hashtag.
So many different feelings.
Everything. So
it's crazy because unless you've been through this, you don't understand that you go through in your mind once it happens to you such psychological warfare with yourself.
Yep.
And they say that there's fight or flight when it comes to a traumatic situation. I disagree. I think there's actually one more. There's freeze. Some people, you don't fight back. You don't know where to go. You just freeze in the moment, and it's happening to you. As a person who was sexually assaulted at a young age by somebody very close to me, I remember the trifecta that I would continuously process, which is fear, anger, shame, fear, angry, shame. Fear, what's gonna happen to our family if I say something and out this person? Anger, why did you just sit there? Why did you let this go on for 4 years?
How old
were
you
with you
when this happened?
I was 9, and it went on till I was about 12.
And
13,
you didn't tell anybody? What?
I didn't tell anybody because this was somebody I really cared about. And there's a little bit of Stockholm syndrome in there too, because if somebody who's a stranger did it to me, I know what to do. I know how to wild out. I got that down.
Right.
But when it's somebody you trust, somebody you know that you actually are supposed to love or believe in, you just freeze. And so it went on for 4 years, and then 2 years later, I found the strength to say something. But if it took me 2 years or it took me 20 years, it does not invalidate what happened to me.
That's right. That's right.
There's a lot of truth to what you said, because I just found out from one of my friends that she was date raped. And I was like, girl, well, did you say something?
Right.
And she said, Tamara, a lot of the times, the first thing we do as women is blame ourselves.
Yes.
And they have this guilt that kind of like paralyzes them.
Yes.
And this fear if anyone is going to believe them. So she still hasn't told anyone. I asked her. And she said, you know what, Tamara? I said no. And I was like, wow, you still feel this way.
Yeah.
Even when you told that man to say no.
Yeah.
And she said yes. So I think a lot of the times these, women and men are trying to build up the confidence and courage to say something. And like you said, if that takes 2 years, if that takes 20 years, if that takes 30 years, say something.
Yes.
Right.
You can't live.
It's never
And
too
yet
late.
it doesn't invalidate what happened to you.
And it does not. And you can see it weighs on her.
And it's absolutely deplorable that the one person who embodies,
Bless you,
honey.
sorry.
The one person who embodies all those doubters, all those haters, and the feeding into our fear is our president. Like, that's the guy. That's why we don't say something. because they're the ones that soften it or pretend it didn't happen, or just say, really, if it really did happen, you would have done something. No, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, and you spend the rest of your life processing what's right to do.
Jeannie, in your case, you said it was a family member?
Yeah.
So I think that for many people is really hard because you don't want to hurt your other family members, especially I think sometimes even your parents, you're like, if it's someone from their family and then that puts guilt on them, you almost try to protect your parents in the sense of like, you don't want them to feel bad that they put you in harm's way because it was someone from their family. You know what I'm saying?
It's guilt
so then
and
you're
it's
protecting your parents because there's so many things tied to it. But I think this is so important that this hashtag is out there and that people are speaking up about it because it encourages others to do it. And I think that sometimes if you can put it past, it's not just about you, but you actually could be saving someone else from going through the same thing when you speak up. And in this case, someone's about to be a Supreme Court, you know, I think in this case, you gotta speak up because what if one day he ends up being in this position?
And that's the thing. I think, you know, she suppressed it. Professor Ford suppressed it for so long.
Yeah.
And then when she saw this guy is about to be in the highest in the land, highest position in the land, you know, that will make you, sometimes things make you speak up.
Like,
so, you know, I have to commend her for that, you know. And in response to the hashtag, a national walkout and movement of solidarity is planned for today at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. People around the country are encouraged to wear black in support of Dr. Ford and use the hashtag #BelieveSurvivors to show their support. Now, also, if you are a survivor of sexual abuse or assault, please don't suffer in silence. You're not alone. It's okay to speak out. The organization RAIN offers a safe and confidential hotline. The hotline number is 1-800-656-4673.
Jeannie, I just want to tell you that you sharing that story is going to help somebody else today. And I just want to commend you because I know that's not easy. It's not easy to do in private, so I can't imagine how that is to do publicly on national television.
Thank you.
So you are helping a young girl watching this right now that hopefully will speak out.
Absolutely. Thank you.
What would you say to her?
I applaud you here for listening. I just want to say for the friends that listen and say, did you say something? Like, ask questions more on how you feel and encourage them constantly that this is your voice, this is your place to say something. I hope you don't, I know you're not going to let go of that friend, but she still, there's always time for her to come out and say something. And I would tell to that girl, I'm on the other side now. I'm on the other side where I am stronger because I learned how to flex that muscle. I learned how to use my voice. That's why I'm probably so crazy. And maybe I went too far now being too confident in where I am. But it takes you there to a place where now you are not a survivor. You're triumphant because you have a voice. So use it.
I have to commend somebody like my mother. I've said this before as a single mother. She would ask me questions. Like if she had boyfriends and things like that, and I grew up in the projects, and there was a lot of things happening in the projects, and my mom would question me, and my mom would actually check me. She would be like, come here, let me look at you. And that's something that I'm just saying, you know, that's
look out for your kids.
Protect your child.
You look out for them.
You know. And talk to your boys. It's very important. Everybody.
Everybody, boys and girls,
don't just think it's just girls. So, you know, but we're going to keep talking about this, but we're going to move on. Because speaking of social media, Kanye West was very active over the weekend, tweeting nonstop to his 28 million followers. But it seems like Kanye couldn't care less about that number because he said, quote, speaking for myself, I personally want to participate in social media with the option of not having to show my followers or likes. Having your amount of likes on display for the world to see and judge is just like showing how much money you have in the bank or having to write the size of your blank on your T-shirt. You know what he's talking about, his penis, right? So, for the first time, Kanye might be on to something. You know, he might be. I think he's coming back. He's coming back.
I think this is one of the most intelligent things anybody could say. I love this idea. Could you imagine, for anybody who has an Instagram account, what it would be like if you didn't have to worry about what picture got how many likes or how many followers you have, because that's all that people care about.
Isn't that why people are private?
But you shouldn't have to also be private where you also can't share your life with the world. You should be able to share your life with the world without caring what everybody else thinks or has to say about it.
But if it's an option, that means that you also have the option to show your numbers. And if your numbers are popping and you want to show them, then all the people who don't have it shown, you're like, you know why they don't have that, right? Because they don't got no followers. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, you know, they're going to be like, well, clearly they have it blocked because they'll be getting no likes and then I'm going to get no follows. So it's the same. You'll still get the same feeling.
I think maybe...
Meanwhile, this one has 6 million followers. She's not going to turn that off.
Okay.
She built that. How do you
Well,
She built that following.
I did. And I actually see my Instagram as my amazing, loving community, and I wish I could meet every single one of you guys. Honestly, though, I had to train my mind into not letting the likes or the followers define me or give me personal approval.
Yeah.
God does that. Thank you very much.
And if you can't handle that,
and so what I use it as a tool to see, like, okay, what people are more interested in or the things that they may not like. So it helps me with my content, you know what I mean? What I put out there.
My feelings get hurt, okay?
when?
You know, every Sunday I put up church signs for y'all, and y'all don't be liking my church signs.
I like your church sign.
Wait a minute.
No, it'd be like 800 likes. And I'm like, really?
No, Lonnie, see, I look forward to those, and honestly,
but you don't be liking them, though.
It's because I am laughing out loud, like, by myself, that I forget to like. Do you see what I'm saying? I love those. Please don't stop doing that.
I don't know. I gotta give me more likes on my church sign.
I get
Every
it, though.
Sunday.
No, you do get in your feelings sometimes. Sometimes I post things of Mama Mai, and they get way more likes than the ones of me. And she'll come and remind me, look, me, I get more like than you. Follow me. I'm like, what?
Exactly.
It's just you do get
Would you
this
use this? Would you use this option? So you do think it's a good idea, though?
I think it would be cool because I went to an event one time, right? It was a red carpet, and when you're like talent, whatever, they do a red carpet. They put your name on the thing, and usually they'll write like the show you're a part of, just so when you go down the carpet, they'll reference and give you credit where necessary, you know? But I went to at Coachella. Did you go to any gifting suites?
Yes, I did.
And what they did,
Sorry,
I noticed, was my name and then the amount of followers that I had. And all yes, and I thought that
was the Revolve one.
See, I thought that was super tacky because I'm not who my followers are. It's the hard work that I put on to be on shows.
Exactly.
I will tell you this really quickly, though, to make you feel better. The brands and all those people are actually catching on to that. Because you guys, there are people who buy likes, and there are people who buy followers.
You can buy followers?
Yes, you can. Wait a minute. You can.
That's so whack. You're gonna know.
No, but the reality is now they're finding out who is doing that. So they actually care more about your engagement.
Yes.
They care more about, you know, if you're speaking to your community, if they're speaking to you. So they're getting hip to it.
And
I'm glad they're doing that.
Engagement is everything. That's why anybody who follows me, I love having conversations with you on my gram. Thank you, my fam. I love you.
Before we take a break, we just want to give a shout out to Tiger Woods. Yesterday, he finally proved his doubters wrong by winning his first PGA Tour event since 2013. Everybody was excited to see Tiger's 80th career win for the first time since having 4 surgeries on his back. Even NBA superstar Steph Curry tweeted at Tiger saying, "I want whatever you had for breakfast this morning. This is insane. Congratulations, Tiger. You are black, brother."